Hey guys, this is Travis with Beyond Bipolar Blog. Today we are going to talk about diet. It is the number 2 key factor in terms of your ability to lose weight. The 3 tips I stated were desire, diet, which we're going to talk about, and 3, which is discipline, which we'll get to in another video. So anyways, let's start. Diet is like maybe 80% the reason on how to lose weight, or the reason on how you should be able to lose weight. It's really easy to say, but hard to do, especially when you want to eat a clean diet. And I get it. Medications, since I do have bipolar disorder, I understand antidepressants, antipsychotics, mood stabilizers. A lot of them do cause weight gain, and that can be very, very troubling. However, with this disclaimer, I want you to know that you can still lose weight while on medications that do increase weight gain. It's just harder to do. You may not get in the best shape of your life, but I definitely know that you will get in some shape. And a lot of that is due to what you eat. I want to say that you are what you eat. It's pretty simple. The less calories you take in, the more that there's a calorie deficit, the more you're going to lose body fat. And that is totally just the secret to weight loss. So less intake of calories, then you're likely to lose weight. Now let's get back to the meds. So I want you to consult your doctor if you feel the medications are making you overweight. It's true that medications can increase weight gain. It can slow metabolism, so it's so critical that you talk to your psychiatrist. If I had to weigh the pros and cons about weight gain versus becoming stable, avoiding or managing suicidal thoughts or any other harmful behaviors like attempted suicide, I still recommend being on the medications in spite the benefactor of not being able to lose weight. You can still lose weight while on these medications. It's just much harder to do because it does increase appetite and you don't feel satiated when it comes to these type of medications. However, I want you guys to know there are medications that are more weight neutral. For instance, if you're on an antipsychotic, Latuda and Vraylar, since they're a newer type of antipsychotic, they're maybe second or third generation, they do promote more healthier metabolism, which means that you can be on these medications and they don't really cause weight gain. Although that is not always true. I do hear stories of people on Latuda and that still increases weight, but that still depends largely on your diet, 80%, and maybe 20% exercise. So just because you know those facts, diet is so essential if you want to lose weight. However, it's likely you got to have a balance. The truth is, it also doesn't include exercise, which we'll get to later. Not only is Latuda more weight neutral, but Lamictal, mood stabilizer as well. I used to be on lithium, and that actually caused me to gain like 55 pounds. Although to be honest with you, the whole secret of my weight gain is because I had a really poor diet. I would eat noodles. I would drink pop. I would eat sweets like candy, ice cream, all those. And I spent the last maybe 3 years. You'll see in my previous video, it says 2017 when I was at my heaviest. But I kept that weight till 2019, March 9th to be exact, which is when the last date I was at my highest weight. Now, since Latuda, antipsychotic, Lamictal, Lamictal, the mood stabilizer, are more weight neutral. You could also try those options. Please consult your psychiatrist. Do not change your medications without consulting a psychiatrist. There can be adverse side effects if you do that without notifying someone of a professional. It's noted lithium, Depakote, which are mood stabilizers, do cause weight gain. I know that there's several people that had gained a lot of weight on these. And I know there's some antidepressants. I'm actually on Zymbalta, 90 milligrams out of 120 total. There's 120 maximum, but I take 60 milligrams during the day and 30 at night, so that's up to 90. It does increase weight gain, but I try to manage it my best by taking the morning medication right when I get up, around 10 to 12, around that time. Now, when your meds are adjusted, remember, weigh the pros and cons on whether you believe the medication is worth the change, whether you're able to remain stable. Now, the truth is, mental well-being is as important as physical well-being, and they sometimes collide with each other, but at the same time, you need a balance if you really want to improve your life regardless. So, just because you're on the right medications does not always mean that you're going to be in the best shape of your life. And just because you're in the best shape of your life doesn't mean you're on the right medications or maintaining the ability to be stable. So, first of all, I'm all natty, natural. I don't do drugs. I don't do PEDs. I don't do SARMs. So this is all natural. I've always had a passion for bodybuilding. I let myself go the last 3 years, from maybe 2016 to 2018, maybe 2 years total. Until 2019, I started to do hardcore weight loss. Now, with medications aside and the fact that I don't do drugs to enhance my physical shape, I do take some supplements, which is a multivitamin in the morning, fish oil 300 during the morning, and fish oil at night. And what is also critical is sleep hygiene. If you are bipolar, it does not help the fact that you sleep 12 to 15 hours and then wake up 24 hours. I used to be that way, and it's very hard to maintain your weight loss or maintain weight stability when your sleep is unstable. You might think that you sleep all day, that you eat less, but when you're manic, you have a tendency to eat more, and that can be progressively bad for you. So this is another reason, if you're bipolar, schizoaffective, maybe schizophrenic, and even depressed, you have to realize that you have to have a balance of sleep hygiene. Maybe 8 to 10 hours a day is something that I get, usually on the 10-hour range. I sleep at maybe, right now it used to be 10:30, but now it's like more between 12 and 1, and I used to wake up at 9 to 10, and now it's like maybe 11 to 12. So I still get appropriate amount of sleep, maybe a little bit more, but that's what antipsychotics do. They do have a tendency to increase weight. Or not, they do have a tendency to, not increase weight. They have a tendency to just cause issues with your sleep hygiene if you don't maintain a proper sleep schedule. When it comes to foods, basics, I be mindful of what I eat. I do not weigh food, okay? And the basic tips of food to avoid: I avoid noodles, I avoid breads, I avoid soda, I avoid alcohol, because not only that, medications with alcohol is definitely a no-no. It's really something you don't want to do if you are on medications with a mental illness. And I do not use more than half a cup uncooked jasmine rice per serving. Rice can be very bad for Asian people. I know they really like it, and it seems to be common with main dishes. However, it's something that you have to balance out if you want to try to maintain a healthy weight. Another tip: I only eat one meal a day. Sometimes I get so satiated when I eat during the morning, I avoid that. So I wait maybe right away, where I work out right away, or I wait 2 to 3 hours and then I work out, and then I eat later, maybe an hour or two after, for dinner. And I always eat between 5 and 6:30 p.m. That's usually where I eat. Once again, I said I eat one meal a day, and that's actually something that you might try, but for most people, that does not mean that it's the go-to thing, that's how you're going to lose weight, because everybody's different. Just because I eat one meal a day does not mean your body can handle that. Maybe you need to eat many meals a day in order to keep metabolism. Now, it's true, eating many more meals a day does increase metabolism, but I feel I get too bloated if I eat too early before I work out, and that's something I really don't want. I feel I have more energy when I'm able to focus less on the carbs and less on the sweets and less on the soda. And soda is something you really critically want to avoid because there's a lot of empty calories in soda. There's a lot of sugar. So my go-to is a gallon of water a day. And if you can't stand the taste of water, because it's pretty bland, I always add fruit powder to the drinks. So this powder, it's calorie free, it's sugar free, and that's something that you can try since it does give it a better taste. And it's also true on occasion, a lot of people eat protein shakes. For me, I maybe eat one shake every 2 to 3 weeks. I do not increasingly do that because protein, if you get too much protein, like with the powder or too much meats or maybe too much eggs, which also has to do with cholesterol, that can turn, protein can turn into fat, which is something I want to avoid. People suggest that you want to get 1 gram of protein per 1 pound of weight. For me, I get way less, maybe a third to a half of that. I do not count, like I said, I do not count my calories. I do not weigh my food. I just do what I need to do, and I probably be mindful of what I eat. Now, like I said, I only eat 1 meal a day, but that does not mean I don't eat snacks. I try to maintain around 1 cup of these snacks, though sometimes I do eat more, which is a habit I have because I do get very hungry during the night. After I eat a big meal, I still get hungry, and that's the whole reason why I don't eat in the morning, because I know I want to eat more. So I do get hungry, so I do eat sometimes popcorn, pretzels, goldfish, animal crackers, peanuts, wasabi peas, and to be honest with you, I do eat some candy. Maybe a quarter cup or less. Mike and Ike, Starburst, Worms, Tootsie Pops, Blow Pops, Twizzlers. And some veggies I eat with dip. Celery, carrots, broccoli. Now, to be honest, is sweets like candy and snacks with carb overload something that's bad for you? Well, anything that you eat at a moderate dose is okay. Anything beyond that, you're going to gain weight. Now, for popcorn in general, I try to get the organic and low fat one and with little to no butter, salted to be honest. And I try to maintain less than a quarter cup for candy. There are some carbs I do. Like I said, I have a half cup of rice or more during the week of dinners. I have fries, pizza rolls, potatoes, sweet potatoes. I consume more than a cup or one of those vegetables. And for vegetables, I have French cut green beans one day, corn the next, peas the next, broccoli, mixed vegetables, and I change that out Sunday to Saturday. So you're wondering, where do I get all this food? Well, 95% of my food I get at Aldi's. That includes vegetables, fruits, some meats, which Aldi's meat is really not that great, especially steaks. And I get some sweets there like ice cream. And my second one is the dollar store. I get a lot of the candy there. It's $1 a piece, and that seems to be reasonable. I do eat steaks on Saturday, which we'll get into the Sunday through Saturday typical foods I eat. And then Hyvee, I usually get steaks or 70 to 30 pounds of ground beef. It's true, I get more of the fattier kind because it's cheap. I'm a cheap guy. I like to cook, but does not mean I like to overspend on quality food. I do eat somewhat like cheaper food. Look at me, I can still lose weight, and you can too. You do not need to spend like on organic, so it's something that could benefit you in the end, or eating more less fatty ground beef is something that you want to approach. And I do sometimes shop at Walmart, but it's on occasions like animal crackers or maybe graham crackers or goldfish. So I just want to check if I missed anything. And oh yes, this is in the morning. If you don't feel satiated in the morning, you cannot tolerate not eating anything before you work out, I recommend like a slice of muffin cake with blueberries, and then an emphasis on slight. You don't want to overstuff yourself because else it's going to make you tired. If you eat too much and you're overtired, means you ate too much. So let's get to a typical food schedule. Sunday. This can vary, but I sometimes eat roasted chicken salad with fries, potato, sweet potato, pork and beans, vegetables. Monday, stir fry, mixed vegetables, onions, stir fry sauce, rice. Tuesday, pork, refried beans, vegetables, sweet potato or potatoes. Wednesday, hamburger salad with low-fat dressing, fries or pizza rolls, pork and beans, vegetables. Thursday, chili. Friday, salmon or tilapia, sweet potato or potato, refried beans, vegetables. Saturday, steak, onions, mushrooms, pork and beans, vegetables. Others, Monday or Tuesday, chow mein. Monday through Thursday, chicken breast or roasted chicken. Sunday, turkey or ham. It's noted that chicken is probably the best meat that you should be eating, though I do eat ground beef and I do eat more processed food like ham. And you're probably wondering, what is some of the commonality that I eat? Well, I try to get like a pound to a pound and a half of meat during my dinner. I get some carbs like fries, potato, sweet potato during the dinner. And what's very common is pork and beans, or another thing that's common is refried beans and vegetables. Like I said, vegetables include corn, peas, broccoli, mixed vegetables. Though, to let you guys know, corn is generally considered more carb loaded and it's probably less to have. Peas are also carb loaded. I recommend broccoli or mixed vegetables. You can get this at the dollar store as well, which I forgot to mention. And like I said, you can have some carbs, maybe 5 or 6 fries, one maybe medium-sized potato or sweet potato, and of course snacks at night. So that pretty much sums it up. I'm going to include, like I said, you will be seeing some video of the food that I eat as I roll through these. But if you have any questions on diet, please contact me or comment below. The first thing that I want you to know is that I understand meds can cause weight gain, but you can still lose weight if you learn to manage your diet. Another thing is, number one, your mental health is more important than the weight gain that you're processing when it comes to your life or managing your mental illness. You got to weigh the pros and cons, and if you feel the risk is worth it, then take it. Like I said, as I counted recently, I tried 30 different medications, and you know, I finally found the one that really works for me. This can trigger some people because they feel that they want to be natural, they don't want medications. But like I said, medications, 80% of the time it works for me, and is the reason why I'm able to keep stable with less suicidal thoughts, the reason why I don't need a therapist, see my psychiatrist regularly, go to DBT, stay in a group home. These are the reasons why I'm not, this is the reason why I feel like I'm not into these situations, is because primarily I'm on the right medications that keep me pretty stable. And like I said, tip 2, calorie deficit equals losing weight. If there's a calorie deficit, you're more likely to lose weight. Now for some people it's 2,000, but for me that's way too much. The 2,000 calorie diet, I'd still be gaining weight. I either eat half to half and a quarter of that of 2,000 calories, which is maybe 800 to 1,000 calories a day. And we'll get to the exercises later under discipline, which we'll get to, as well as my cardio and walking, which we'll get to. And like I said, I remain mindful. I do not weigh my food. And like I said, avoid noodles, bread, soda, and alcohol. No more than half a cup of uncooked jasmine rice. And drink 1 gallon of lemon or fruit punch powdered mix. Tips: if you're hungry during the morning and you can't stand it, 1 slice of muffin cake with blueberries should be satiary. I eat 1 meal a day after 5 or 6. And maybe light to medium sized snack at night. I do get hungry at night, and that's when I do chow down. So I have struggled with maintaining weight loss. I do actually reach a peak sometimes, and I do crave peanuts. I do crave wasabi peas, so I do know that was the reason why I've gained weight, because I eat way too much of it. So I've learned to kind of be mindful of how much I eat for these type of foods. Sometimes I do eat too much candy. I understand I might eat too much ice cream, which I forgot to mention, but at the same time, you have to realize what your body works for you. Some people like the carnivore diet. Some people can afford to not eat vegetables, but for me, I feel more satiated with vegetables, so that's the reason why I do not follow the carnivore diet, and that is the reason why I continue to eat vegetables, limits amount of fruits, which I don't even think I brought up. Fruits, you want to, since they do have sugar, you want to maintain maybe 2 or 3 or less a day if you want to maintain a healthy weight. That's something that I forgot, which is probably very crucial to mention. And when I mentioned calorie deficit, I forgot to say taper calorie deficit and milk deficit, not huge deficit, which basically means you do not want to go from 2,000 calories to 1,000. You want to taper down 200 calories or less, and you want to try to milk that out for maybe a week or week and a half. You don't want to go quickly from 2,000 to 1,000, 1,800 to 1,600 in like 5 days. You don't want to do that. You want to try to milk each calorie deficit as long as you can until you start gaining weight again. It's true. Another thing I forgot to mention is I don't weigh my food, but I do weigh myself every day. I feel like that is what keeps me in check. For some people, they feel like they gain weight, but for me, if I gain weight, that is telling me I'm doing something wrong. I either need to work out more, do more calorie burning, like walking or jogging, or on the treadmill, or eat less, which is the calorie deficit. So I'm just going to review this quick to see if I forgot anything. Like I said, I shop at Aldi's 95% of my time. I shop cheap, not always organic. And I just want to clarify again, your mental stability is worth more than getting suicidal or attempting suicide. So you got to weigh the pros and cons and take a risk assessment if you believe changing your medications at this time, which is through COVID. You may not be able to get to the hospital if something really bad happens, which is the last step you want to take if something really bad happens to you. Regardless, mental health is more important. The stability is more important than forcing yourself to get on the same medications for weight neutrality. That's something that you don't want to focus on. Your focus is on mental health, feeling well, being able to manage your life, things like that. I just decided to take the opportunity and the risk. At the first time, I did take a huge risk, and I totally went off lithium from 300 to 0, and I immediately got suicidal. But at the same time, I did increase my lamictal, so I ended up in the hospital in 2017 because of that. So I know how the process can be burdensome if you change medications that you feel are working but are no longer working. However, I felt the risk was important to me. Another medication I forgot to mention, which you probably should hear me out, so this is the reason why you want to watch from beginning to finish, is topiramate. I've been trying topiramate one time. It's actually for anesthesias, but the off-brand label is for weight loss. It didn't work for me, but it actually might work for you in higher doses. For some people, it might cause a brain fog or headache, and that's something you gotta at least try and look into yourself. And like I stated, mental health is very important, but typically it coincides with physical health. There's a balance between the two, and having the balance between the two will improve your overall well-being. So, with that being adjusted, don't go black and white saying that I got to be on the right meds, I got to have the perfect diet, I got to have the perfect exercise, or I got to have the perfect medications. You have to realize this isn't the important thing. The important thing is to have a balance, is to try to take my advice and try to utilize it. You don't have to go word for word. You don't even have to think that this video is helpful for you. I'm just letting you know that this is what has helped me to stay in shape. I feel that I'm pretty strong right now. I've been in the best shape of my life. And if you haven't understood any of this, please comment below. And if you want, you can follow my Facebook page and message me there. I also included various links below. This is regarding to my music and art, since I do have a passion for them. But please, I stated before, work on regulating your medications along with exercise. You don't want to go black and white. You don't want to go totally into medications, totally in exercise. You want to do both roughly at the same time. Focus should be on mental health. If it's medications, then you're gonna have to weigh the options when it comes to being on medication that do cause weight gain. For me, I found a med that I was able to stay more weight neutral, but to be honest with you, like I said, 80% is diet. So if you focus on your diet and the medications still cause weight gain, it's likely due to your diet, not because of the medications. And totally, I get this, guys. I can't repeat this enough. I get it. You're on medications that keep you alive. You're on medications that are still causing side effects, but no matter what you do, it's causing weight gain. I get it. I've been there. I've been 56 pounds overweight. But you have to realize that if you want to take control of your life, if you get too heavy, too fat, you could get type 2 diabetes. And that's something I wanted to avoid. I know people that gained so much weight, they ended up getting diabetes. And that's something due to weight gain, which is type 2 diabetes. So, listen to my advice. 3 things. Drink lots of water. Avoid carbs, sugars, sweets, pop. Number 3, healthy snacks. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. I appreciate you guys, so please reach to me if you need something. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell button if you want more information. I'm here for you guys. I'm here for your mental health. I know life can be meaningless sometimes. I know it's hard to stay alive. I know you can be suicidal, but I've been there. Every day I still have problems with negative thoughts, and I do get this reason on why I think I'm still alive, but it just passes with time. And I know I'm not going to do anything dangerous or kill myself or do anything to that extent which involves addiction or self-medication. You have to realize I'm here for you guys. I'm just a human being. I struggle with bipolar disorder, and I want you guys to know you can fulfill your life. You can fulfill your dreams. Stay tuned for future videos. This is Travis Baylett signing off with Beyond Bipolar Blog. Thanks. Take care. Have a good one. Bye.